Hi, in this video, we are going to see another Apex security concept called security.StripInaccessible method. So before getting into the concept, what is meant by strip inaccessible, let's take a scenario. So in the previous video, we have applied field level security with the help of with user mode. We were able to control or we were able to apply the security in the select class, from class, wire class, order by, all the places with the help of with user mode. Now, as per the previous scenario, first show me what's the previous scenario, what Garg, sees in his window in the previous scenario. Since Garg doesn't have any field level access, none of the information displayed in the UI. This is the previous scenario. This is where we ended up with the previous implementation. Now the business is thinking, and they are saying that, no, I wanted to change the requirement bit. So if Garg doesn't have access, it's fine, since he has access for his records and he has access for his name field, and it's okay just to show him the name and total records except total salary. So now the business is saying that rather than showing nothing in the UI of Garg, because he doesn't have access for a single field, why we need to stop him from seeing the total number of records and name? Go ahead and show that. This is the requirement. So now we are in a position, we need to just show to Garg what are the field accessible to him. Okay, the total salary, he doesn't have access for that. Just remove that and show the remaining field. That is called strip inaccessible. So strip inaccessible will help you to remove the fields from the queried list for which the user doesn't have access. Let's quickly go to the next slide and we'll go give you some glimpses of strip inaccessible. Then we will see, practically. Okay, I'm not going to explain everything. I'm going to just point out some simple things. First of all, this strip inaccessible is a method that is available in the, if you look at the class name, that is available in the security class. So strip inaccessible method is available in security class. In Apex, we have a special class called security class. Inside that, we have a method called strip inaccessible. What is the syntax for strip inaccessible? To call the strip inaccessible method, you need to mention the access check type. There is a enumeration in Apex called access type check. What is in the access type check enumeration? For example, if you could able to see in the code snippet, see here, access type dot readable. Suppose I wanted to check whether the user has a read permission, then I have to mention the check type as access type dot readable, and then as usual the query. Okay, then it will automatically remove the field which is not relevant to the user, or the field which the user doesn't have access. This inaccessible method will obviously remove this. Let's see this practically, with the code implementation. So let me quickly jump to the, Salesforce org. This is what we had in the previous, implementation. So in the previous implementation, we have implemented using with user mode. Since the logged in user Garg doesn't have access for this salary field, this user mode with user mode generated an exception, and as outcome of that exception, we returned an empty list. When we are returning an empty list, obviously Garg will be seeing nothing here in his window in the VF page. This is what the previous scenario where we left. Now the requirement says that business just wanted to show him the total number of records and he wanted to show him the name field. If he have access for the salary field, then show him. If he doesn't have access for the salary field, just strip inaccessible. Just remove that from his list of fields to be displayed. That's it. So this is the requirement. So this particular requirement can be achieved with the help of strip inaccessible. So the with user mode will not going to help here because the scenario is like that, right? Whatever the field accessible for the user, go ahead and show him. It's not about throwing exception. So we will be in a position to clear this particular piece of code. So what I'm trying to do here is just simply I'm going to remove this with user mode implementation. So let me quickly jump to the So let me save this. It is expecting a list to be returned. Yeah, we will fix that. Okay, fine. So how to apply the strip inaccessible method? As I told earlier, it is available in the security class. So I'm going to use security dot strip inaccessible, right? Now Salesforce remove the IntelliSense editor capability. So we will be facing some challenges when we are working with the developer console. It's highly recommended to use with VS Code now. So security dot strip inaccessible, right? And then what I have to mention, I have to mention the access type. What is the access type you are going to check? I need to check whether the user has a read access or not. So that's the reason I'm going to access the enumeration, right, which is available in the Salesforce Apex. Access type dot readable. Since it is a enumeration, it's better to keep everything in caps, right? So readable, readable, readable. Access type dot readable, and then the socle, right? What is the socle? We have to get select ID field. Let me type the socle completely. I need to select ID field, name field, and I'm going for total salary also. Total salary underscore C. From which object? From department object. From department underscore C. So now what we did was we tried to remove the total salary field from the list of records which is available, right? That's what strip inaccessible. If a particular user have access for all these three fields, he will get these three fields as an outcome. So if the user doesn't have access, only the non-accessible fields will be removed. It will not throw any exception. So no need to use try catch block here. Okay, what this strip inaccessible method will return? This strip inaccessible method will return a value, right? The value will be security decision. We generally call it as S object access decision. So this strip inaccessible method will return a special object called S object decision. It is returning a value. That value is an object that is called S object decision, access decision, S object access decision. So for this, let me give you a name called a security decision. This is simply an object name. So I can give anything here. In this part, I can give anything, but this class name, it should be S object access decision. So let me break down again. This strip inaccessible method will try to execute the query, and then it will check what is the access type mentioned. The access type mentioned as readable. So it will check the readable permissions of the fields. If the user doesn't have any readable permission for a particular field, it will remove the field, and the remaining informations will be stored in the object called S object access decision. It will be stored in the S object access decision. Now from this S object decision, we need to get the records. So the socle output, you cannot directly get the socle output. You need to store the socle output in a S object decision. From there is a method called get records. Using this get records, you have to get the records back. Okay, just like a filter. So what I'm trying to do here is, okay, the result is stored in the S object access decision. Now I need to get the accessible, fields along with the records. So the records is definitely, it's going to be the list of department, right? So I'm going to use list of department underscore C. And in this list department underscore C, give me a name called department list. Let me give a name called department list. How to get the, records? This is the object, right? Security decision object, S object access decision object, right? So let me use this object name. And there we have a method called get records. I'm going to apply this. It's pretty straightforward. Sometimes it may be difficult to, keep memorize the, terms, right? You can create a notes for this and you can make use of it. No need to muck up the things. Okay, fine. But you can understand how it works, right? So fields are removed, only the relevant fields along with the records is stored in the S-object decision. Now from the S-object decision, we are collecting the records from the inbuilt function called getRecords. This will return the list of department. Okay, fine. Now we got the list of department. So now this is the list we need to return back, right? This is the list we need to return back, right? This is the list we need to return back to department. Okay, we need to return back to the Visualforce page. So let me check this. So let's check whether all the issues are fixed. There is no problem with the code. Okay, all the errors are fixed. So now let me go to the org window, garg VF page and check. Now we are getting total 0 records, or we are getting only the accessible fields in the UI. Let me click the department list. Now my expectation is it should show the total records as well as department name. We were able to achieve this. So there is no exception generated. We haven't used a try catch block. Still, we were able to apply the field level security. So now the field level security is applied with the help of StripInaccessible method implementation from the class security. Okay, cool. So along with that, now the requirement is achieved, right? Along with that, I'm going to do some code snippet for our understanding. For example, I need to go through the records, and I wanted to display the records also in the debug window for our understanding purpose. Okay. Before that, there might be a scenario we may need to identify. We may need to identify the removed fields. We may need to identify the removed fields, right? Is there any removed fields there or not? Sometimes we may need to take a decision because before displaying the total salary, I need to make sure that total salary is being part of this selection list or not. It is being part of the selected records. We need to check, right? Then only we can able to access that field. If total salary is not included in the selected fields list, then you cannot access department record dot total salary. It will throw exception. So that's why sometimes there may be a scenario we need to identify any removed field exist or not. Yes, definitely we can able to identify that because this S-object decision will have the list of records as well as it will have the removed fields information also. What is the object name? That is security decision, right? Let me take it here. I'm going to put system.debug and I'm going to give you a message saying that, let me give you a message saying that, removed fields, and I'm going to use this security decision dot this object dot, and then we have a method called get removed fields in that class. So get removed fields function will give you the map of, it will return map of removed fields. I want to print this also. So I'm going to use system.debug and security decisions dot get removed fields. What it will return? It will return map of removed fields, if any. If any fields removed, it will give you the removed fields information in the form of map. What will be the key? The key will be the object name. The key will be the object name and value will be a list of fields removed. Okay, so cool. So we are trying to achieve two things. One is we are trying to remove the inaccessible fields and we wanted to return it as a list. We were able to achieve that. Now Garg is satisfied. Now what we are doing for our understanding, right? So what we are trying to understand now, is it possible to identify the removed fields? If any removed fields exist? Yes. So in this S-object access decision class, we have a method called get removed fields. This will return you a map of removed fields information. Key will be the object and value will be the list of fields. If there is no fields removed, the user has access for all the fields, then the map will be an empty map, right? Okay, so we were able to print these things and let's check, from the developer console itself. So far, we have taken a scenario and we tried with the VF page. Sometimes you may be having, or having some doubt. You might be wondering, is it possible to check this field level security, with the help of a developer console itself? Yes, you can do that. For that purpose, what I did was I have removed this field level access for system admin also. So if you look at the field level security, I have removed the field level access for system admin also. Let me confirm this. This is the system admin profile. Let me go to the system admin profile. System admin also don't have access for this total salary field. This is for demonstration purpose. I have removed it. Now let's test this. How we can test this? Department helper, this is an Apex class and this is a static method. So what I can do, department helper dot get all records, right? Let me open this anonymous window. In the anonymous window, simply you can go for department helper dot get all records. What will be the user context? Suppose if I'm going to run this piece of code, what will be the user context? On behalf of which user it will run? I have logged in as system admin in this window, right? So this will run on behalf of system admin. What will happen? System admin doesn't have access for total salary. So the result list will not have total salary. So let's print that also. Okay. So let me print system dot debug and let me print the returned records also. System dot debug and let me print department list also. Department list. So this will print the records which is available on behalf of executing this SOCL, and it will show what all are the fields displayed there. We will check that too. Let me go to the this developer console and try to execute this. Open log is there. Okay, try to execute this. The code get executed. Now let's check for debug console, debug log. We were able to see the records retrieved, right? That is the that is the output of line number 7. So first we are seeing the output of line number 7. Output of line number 8. Line number 8 will be the records, right? So we are able to see the department name, but there is no salary field included because system admin doesn't have access for total salary. So in the result list, in the record list, we were not able to see the salary field. We were able to apply the field level security. There is no try catch required, right? Cool. And let's analyze the next information on line number 11. In line number 11, we have tried to print the removed fields. So let's check that removed field. Yes, as I told you earlier, this will be in the form of, let me zoom a little bit, probably you will get more clarity. Okay, fine. So now in the output, I'm able to see the map. What is the key? As I said, object will be the key, right? Department underscore C. What is the field removed? Total salary. So it is cool, right? We were able to identify what all are the fields gets removed, right? Zoom out a little bit. So we were able to understand what all are the fields gets removed. We can easily identify with the help of get removed fields. Okay, now what I'm trying to do here is I'm going to check whether the removed fields contains total salary. There might be a scenario, right? So let me add that part. Check total salary available in the removed list. I wanted to check total salary is available in the get removed fields or not. Okay, let me go for system.debug. Since this get removed fields returning a map, we can easily check with the key, right? Whether the field exists or not. How I am going to achieve this? Okay, so we are going to achieve this. Just I'm going to copy this security decision dot get removed fields. This will return me a map, right? So if it is a map, then I can apply get method on top of that. So I'm going to apply get method. What is the key? Key will be the object. That's what I told. What is the object name? Department underscore C. And then this particular get method will return you a list, right? This get method will return you a list. That list will contain the fields removed. Fields removed will be available here in the list. So now I got the list now. This returns a list. In the list, I need to check whether I have the field total salary there or not. So how I can check that? It's pretty simple. List has a function called contains. I'm going to use that contains. What is the field name? Field name will be total salary. So in the list, we will be having the removed field's name as a value, right? So I'm going to use total salary underscore C. Let me check this, whether line number 15 is returning me true or false. This will return true or false. Contains will return true or false. So if the removed field is available in the removed field map, then it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. Let me execute again and check the log. I have executed. Okay, and let's wait for the log to get loaded. Okay, if the log not gets loaded, let's check that. This is the latest log or not. Yes. So line number 15 says that false. What is line number 15? So line number 15 says that get removed fields dot get department dot contains total salary underscore C is returning false, right? So the get removed fields, let's check the get removed fields. Removed fields, okay, fine. It is not saved. It is not, the latest log, I guess. Let me clear the log a little bit and try to execute again. And let's see. Okay. Control E and execute again. Okay. Now the log opened up automatically. Let me go for that. Still, it is saying that contains is returning false. Do we have the field total salary underscore C? Yes, it has total salary underscore C, right? But why it is returning false? Is there any spelling mistake? Total salary underscore C might be case sensitive. Let me give small letter and then try to execute again. Okay, it is saved. Yes, it is saved. Execute. And let's check for this. Yeah, it is case sensitive, right? See the previous log, line number 11, total salary underscore small letter C. So it is case sensitive. Now I'm replacing capital C with small c. It is giving me true. It means that this field has been removed from the selection list. So if you want to write some piece of code to check whether this particular field is removed or not, you can make use of this. Okay, fine. Let me take one more scenario. One more scenario is I'm going to loop through these records and I need to print the information. So I'm going to loop through the record. Okay, what is the record? It is a department list, right? This is the list of records I wanted to loop through. I'm simply going to copy paste. And what is the data type? It is department list underscore C. And let me give the name as a record. Okay, and fine. Let me close this. Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to loop through the list and I need to print the, information here, right? So department list underscore C, there is some issue in line number 17. Let's try that. What's the problem there? Invalid type department. Is there any spelling mistake? Department list. It is the object name is department, right? Yeah, this will happen when you are writing these kinds of code. Okay, fine. So now department underscore C, a record will represent each record. Inside the loop, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to simply debug, the name, right? What is the department name? So let me print the name from record.name. Okay, fine. And I need to print the total salary also. And I'm going to print the total salary. Okay, let me print like this, total salary. And I'm going to print it as record.total salary underscore C. Okay, fine. So now I'm going to run this piece of code. Do you think that this piece of code will run properly or it will throw any error? You guys think that? Meanwhile, let me try to execute this. I'm trying to execute this and I'm getting an exception. Exception in line number 20. It is saying that a subject row was retrieved via SOCL. A subject row was retrieved via SOCL without the field salary. It is saying that salary field is not being part of your selection list. We have the salary field being part of the selection list, right? We have it, right? But why it is saying that it is not queried? Because the user doesn't have access. So it is stripped, right? That field is stripped. Now this will throw an exception. This is exactly the places where you can make use of, this particular security decision dot get removed fields dot contains, right? I can make use of this. Let me copy this and paste it here. Okay. If security decision dot get removed fields dot department dot contains, if the removed fields list, if the removed field list does not contain, so it is an opposite for contains. So I'm going to apply simply a not operator in front. If the removed list does not contain salary, then I need to display the salary field. A simple checkpoint, right? I have added. Now try to execute this. Now if you try to execute this, expecting the code should run. There is no issue with the code. And if I click debug only, I'm able to see the piece of code. I'm able to see the information from the object name. All the name fields are displayed. Salary fields are removed because the user system admin doesn't have access for the field. So we were able to achieve field level security with the help of strip inaccessible.
If you are interested to learn Salesforce, visit AJ Skill Development website. There you can find our course curriculum and you can come to know about the list of courses we are offering. We are offering Salesforce Administrator and Salesforce Development courses. To know about us and the team, you can visit our About Us section. This is an organization we are doing Salesforce training from 2018 and we have trained and guided 2000 plus candidates so far. And if you also want to know about our placement assistance, visit our placement assistance section where you can find the list of people and the category. You can see the list of people who got trained and placed from our side. You can also visit their LinkedIn pages to get to know about our training and also the feedback from the relevant trainees. Okay. And also, if you want to do the course inquiry, click on contact us. You will see the form. You can fill the form and submit the inquiry. Our team will get back to us. Thank you.